With something like this smart oil diffuser from Meross, we can actually automate the smell of our smart home. Let's go. Yo, what's up guys? Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Shane if you're new here, and this channel is all about building an easy smart home using Apple's HomeKit with new videos published every Sunday. And I want, hold on, I need to turn this thing off and it's blown right in my face. Let me get that out of the way. All right, so I want to thank Meross for sending me over their new smart oil diffuser. It was provided at no cost so that I could test it out and share it with you here on the channel, but there are no strings attached and you're gonna get my honest, thoughts and feedback as always. They did also send me a discount code for 15% off. That's good through the end of March just for you guys. So I will put that down in the description below in case you decide that this is something that you might want to pick up for your smart home. This does work with HomeKit, Amazon, and Google Assistant. So of course I can use Siri to turn it on or off. I can include it in scenes, which can even incorporate other accessories like smart air purifiers and other things, which we'll get into in a minute. Now, Meross does currently list this as a diffuser and cool mist humidifier on their website. And technically, it will add moisture to the air, but in my opinion, it won't be near as effective as an actual humidifier if you're trying to really increase the humidity of a room. It is exposed to HomeKit as a humidifier, and like I said, Meross does call it an essential oil diffuser and humidifier. But I think if you're looking for a humidifier, I probably wouldn't recommend this. If you want a humidifier for HomeKit, take a look at maybe something like the VocaLink MistFlow humidifier that's more of a dedicated humidifier and does also support HomeKit. But if you're looking for an oil diffuser for your essential oils, then this is definitely something to consider. It's made of plastic and it has this kind of wood grain type of finish to it. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of that wood grain design. I also think the design and the look of it is completely subjective, so this might fit in well with your decor and it's totally up to you. I can definitely envision this in something like a spa, maybe a meditation room. The Meross website does claim that it's made of BPA free material, which is safe for babies and pregnant women, and the diffuser will automatically turn off once the water runs out, which would avoid any overheating and things like that, which is a very nice feature. It includes an RGB light that is also accessible in HomeKit. Although the light is not very bright at all, it's actually pretty hard to even notice unless you're in a dark room, and it's obviously just an accent light or a mood light as they call it. It includes a 400 milliliter water tank, which is slightly larger than the 300 milliliter water tank on the VocaLink Flower Bud diffuser, which is another HomeKit oil diffuser that you might recall me talking about before in the past on the channel. And just for comparison, you can see the differences in the design of the two here next to each other. The Flower Bud has more of that LED light showing through and has a white design. Also all controllable in HomeKit. Very comparable devices, products, I think right here. I think the determining factor for most people is just gonna come down to which one has a better design for your setup, for your home. I do like that the Meross one has a slightly larger water tank, which means you might not have to be filling it up quite as often. They say this 400 milliliter water tank provides up to 10 hours of running time on the low mist setting and 7.5 hours running time on the strong mist level. It's pretty quiet, less than 30 decibels at its highest setting. You can hear it a little bit in a quiet room, and you can hear the water dripping a little bit. Now mine came in this box completely destroyed, and I have no idea what the delivery guy was doing with this thing before it showed up to my house. I'm pretty surprised the device was not damaged, but fortunately it wasn't. It comes with the top piece, the water tank, a fill cup, the power supply, and some instructions. Getting started was really easy. I just plugged it up, open the Meross app or download it if you don't already have it, tap add new device, and search for the oil diffuser. Follow the prompts, make sure the LED is flashing, and if it's not, hold down the button for 3 to 5 seconds so that the device resets. scan the HomeKit code, which is on the bottom of the device, so you might want to not put water in it until you go through this process. Choose the room, change the name if you want to, and you are all set up. You can add water to the little tank using the included measuring cup. Now, one thing that I thought was kind of dumb is that the measuring cup that they provide you, which I'm glad they provided you one, but it's only 150 milliliters, meaning you'll need to fill up that little measuring cup like about 2.5 times in order to fill up the actual water tank. Would have been nice to get a measuring cup that you would only need to fill up once. It is what it is. Put a few drops of essential oils in, and pretty soon your room will start smelling much better. In the Meross app, I have the ability to turn the LED light on and off. You can choose the color. There are 2 speeds for controlling the mist, a heavy spray and a light spray. Also, I want to note there is an option to turn off that little LED, on the button area there. Otherwise, pretty basic controls here in the app. But if you're anything like me, you probably won't be using the Meross app, hardly ever anyway. So let's take a look at this in the Home app and see what we got. Now, as I said before, it does show up in HomeKit as a humidifier, and I think the reason is just because there is not a product category for an oil diffuser within HomeKit. You also get access to the LED light here in the Home app, and you can choose to show these as separate tiles. So the way this works in HomeKit, as all humidifiers do in HomeKit, is that you set the desired humidity level, then as long as the power is on, the device will spray the mist until the desired humidity is met. So that's great if you're trying to use this as a humidifier, to reach certain levels of humidity in your room. But like I said, this really isn't the best used as a humidifier. As an oil diffuser, I just want this thing to come on when I want the room to smell good, and I want it off when I want it off. So for that, I just keep the level set to 100%, then use the power on and off to control it manually or with my automations and scenes. There's also manual control, which is always good. Press the mist button once to turn on the light spray setting. Press it again to get that heavy spray setting, and press it a third time to turn it back off. So that just cycles through those couple of settings. Press the light button once to turn on the LEDs to the auto cycle setting. Press it again to lock it on a certain color, so it'll lock on whichever color it's currently on as it's cycling through. You can press it again to go back to that cycle mode, and then a long press will turn the LED off. With a device like this, you are going to want to clean it fairly often. They recommend every 3 to 5 days. To clean it, you need to pour the water out from the right side because there's this little vent on the left side. And they say to clean the tank with a small amount of warm detergent and not to use any acid or enzymes detergent. So overall, I haven't had any issues with this so far. It was easy to connect to HomeKit, and it has worked and continued to work well and reliable for me in the time that I've had it. I like the ability to add this to scenes and automations, especially if you have other HomeKit devices like an air purifier, which Meross also does sell. So one automation that I like to set up is, using a air quality sensor, and if the air quality in a particular room drops below a certain level, for whatever reason, maybe we're cooking pork chops or something like that in the house, I can have my air purifier kick on, which will cycle and clean the air, and then I can also have my oil diffuser kick on, which will make the room smell better. So things like that are really cool, and the benefit, I think, of having a device like this in HomeKit. I think if you're into essential oils and that kind of thing already, then this would be a good addition to your smart home. If it's not something that you're already into, I would think twice. And that's just because it does require a fair amount of maintenance. Having to clean this thing every few days, having to fill it up, and adding essential oils pretty often in order to use it might be a little more trouble than it's worth. Again, if that's not something that you're kind of really into and will be able to utilize on a daily basis. But if you do, and you do like the way this thing looks, then I would say go for it. Again, Meross gave a discount code for you guys, so if you want to get one for 15% off, through the end of March. I got that discount code down below in the description. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you would use in your smart home, and if so, how would you automate it with your other, HomeKit accessories. If you want to see my thoughts on the Meross Air Purifier, check out this video right here. Subscribe if you haven't already for new HomeKit videos every Sunday. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you over in the next video.